Welcome to the 192nd edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. I am Tiger High.
And looks like Vegas is going to get lucky with WrestleMania again next year.
Did they finally?
They did not make an announcement. But it's just like, okay, we all know.
Yes. Now, we will get into that, but first let's do a little bit of drama because there were little sprinklings here and there. A lot of it was with our favorite Dave Meltzer. We'll get to him in a second. But Dustin Rhodes, I read the full comment, and essentially this is what he said, that AEW's work is being ignored because of tribalism. Dustin, honey, your side started it.
Right.
You don't get to just shove off what you people created.
Yep.
You said fuck WWE. You said we were better. This is the consequences to those. People don't want to associate and support the product that tried to create a toxic environment.
Yep.
They don't want to do that. I have never been threatened so much more than from AEW fans. I have never been doxxed other than when I talk bad about AEW. Everything goes back to the culture that you created. Dustin, this is your fault. You
got to lie in it now.
Exactly. You made this bed. You have to lay in it. Period. End of discussion. Dave, you're trying to argue with an AI. You are going to get destroyed. Because guess what? I double-checked my notes, and the AI is correct on all of it. You're just trying to hyperinflate this bullshit, and the fact that you, on a Saturday evening, are there arguing with a computer is the most pathetic thing I have ever seen in my entire life. It's so bad that you have gotten to this level where instead of arguing with just randoms online, which is one thing, but that's just the nature of Twitter, you are arguing with a computer.
You're arguing with Grok.
You're not even arguing with like one of the better GPTs. Grok is getting better. I'll give Grok credit,
but you're arguing with literally Elon Musk's like
AI, and it's destroying you. I recommend you stop because this is embarrassing. Now, this isn't necessarily embarrassing. This pissed me off. I was actually upset. So I'm not sure if you guys have been living under a rock. I do have the footage, but I tried to get it to work. It didn't. So Zoey Stark's knee got all sorts of fucked up on Raw. If you have not seen the footage, go and watch it. What she was trying to do, she's done this drop kick 1,000 times. She slipped on the rope, tried to get Kyrie to catch her possibly. That's why her leg ended the way it did, all janked up. It was an accident.
They happen.
And the fact that Dave Meltzer, he deleted this tweet, by the way, the fact that he can sit there plain-faced and say that it's a work. And
that's actually embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's dangerous. It's infuriating. You can tell when it's a work and when it's not. When they show the camera all the time, they do a bunch of shit. Okay, that's one thing. They try to write somebody off of television. They do an injury angle. That's one thing.
But not when they literally pull the camera away.
They pull the camera
and they stop the match.
Exactly.
And they carry somebody out. They don't even put a stupid, they don't do something really stupid. They're like, okay, we need to carry this out, and then they have to start the match again.
Exactly. They literally had to cut to commercial early so they can sort of figure out what they needed to do.
Right.
This is disgusting. This kind of behavior, unfortunately, Dave still has influence, and he is just not using it correctly.
No, he's using it for evil at this point.
I don't know.
He's not using it for good.
Exactly. I don't know what the fuck he's on this week, but he needs to stop this.
Yeah.
You need to think these things through because
he's probably smoking some of Tony's leftover crack, and it probably isn't very good.
Probably. So I also had this footage. I did a full video on this on the TikTok and all that fun stuff. But Swerve and Samantha Irwin, rather. I almost said Savannah. I said Savannah, but my brain was trying to no, it's Samantha. Samantha Irvin, they are collaborating on a music,
No one cares.
on a song. They did this Instagram Live. I watched part of it. It's terrible. These two cannot sing for shit. And just like you guys tried to do last time, where his team and him were trying to take down my video, trying to mute it, it didn't work, by the way. It's still up.
Yay.
Yet, me just absolutely destroying these two complete retards. They are so thin-skinned that they have to get a team to try to take down my little video, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's either this one or the one that I recorded around the same time. It's sitting around 15K views, so it's doing really good because these two are morons, and I expose them for being such. Okay, I want to preface this saying that I watch the fucking product every week. Now,
I wasn't aware that this is a feud. Like, there is absolutely no part of me that even indicates that this match was part of the feud.
they had one segment. It was with Zach Gowen, the one-legged guy from back in the day. He did a match with Ricochet.
Oh, so you're talking like a 2-week thing.
Jay Briscoe's brother ran in to stop a post-match attack, and then they just make this match for Double or Nothing. That is the premise of this. I watch it every week. I look at Collision every week. This is it. That was it.
So they put a slot in a pay-per-view for this.
Yes, they did it for this.
I thought this was me a normal Dynamite, but no.
It should have been.
It should have been.
If it was a normal Dynamite, cool, great. Maybe a fun little match on Dynamite.
No one cares about this. Literally nobody cares.
This is a pay-per-view.
You're gonna spend $50 to watch Ricochet and Jay Briscoe's brother
in a stretcher match.
In a stretcher match
with 2 weeks of barely build. Are we really gonna do that to each other?
Are you really? Your credit card is gonna get embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. The world champion isn't even on the line on this fucking show, and yet they have enough room for this sort of slot. Put Ricochet and Mark Briscoe in Anarchy in the Arena. Have Joe and John Moxley out of there. Have their title match here. Put these two Hanyaks in Anarchy in the Arena, and everybody is fucking happy.
Well, I just am never happy watching AEW.
These people are stupid.
It's a chore now.
It's not just watch the product. No, you need to have continuity. There is no continuity with Dynamite. There's no continuity with AEW. Period. Cora Jade. So I ranted and raved about this, and I'm going to do it again
going into OF.
She is. This is to promote her OnlyFans.
Fuck.
And yes, due to contrary beliefs, I do not have an OnlyFans. I think the fact that people spend money to look at this, where you can find it for free, is weird.
Yeah, you can find all this for free.
You can find all of this for free. It's like, well, you can't talk to them. Do you realize you're probably talking to some 40-year-old guy who's using chatter somewhere in, I don't know, Venezuela? That's probably who you're chatting with. You're not chatting with the person there.
No.
Cora Jade is probably not going to have that. She's probably going to do that. Mercedes Moné does that with her dumb text shit.
And it's like, what, $100 a month for
that? It's
I wonder who actually pays for that.
I don't know.
Who? I want to know if you're out there and
maybe trolls. That might be kind of funny.
I guess trolls with disposable income.
If you have $100 to burn in a day, I guess you could probably find. You could probably get $100 worth of entertainment out of it.
I would probably much rather spend $100 on literally anything else.
I would buy at least 2 video games, or then do that bullshit, and then I at least get literally years of content out of it.
Right.
Just years of entertainment. This is stupid. The fact that, and if you subscribe to this idiot, you are just perpetuating what she is telling you. You are a creepy, desperate, sex-crazed, dopamine-addicted idiot. That's what you are.
Correct.
If you do this. So, if Cora does it and she makes a living out of it, great. She's filling some sort of whatever. Speak with your wallets, people. If you don't want her to do this bullshit, don't do it. Don't support it.
Don't support it. Yeah,
exactly. It's dumb. More absolute idiocy from Dave Meltzer, because he said that Max confirmed that AEW is one of the top sports on the station. Bullshit. 1, 2. I want evidence. Let me see it. It's not common sense. No. No, you made a claim. You have to prove it.
Yes.
This is how this works.
Yes.
That's not common sense. You know how many sports there are on Max? There's a lot of them.
Yep.
There's NBA. There's MLB. They do shit on there. I'm sure when football comes back around, they'll probably at least have some sort of licensing agreement. You think AEW is one of their biggest sports on... Also, station. It's not a station, you idiot. It's a subscription service. And they are different, by the way.
Yes, that is.
Dave is just an idiot. And then this one, this one I was actually sort of annoyed at, and I'm just going to say this in general, and this is on both sides of the coin, despite our branding, this is a joke. Right. People are like, oh my god, you're MAGA. No. Make Pro Wrestling Majestic Again is a parody. We just do it.
We do it for the funsies.
We do it for the funsies, and also we do make Pro Wrestling Majestic again.
Exactly. But this is not making Pro Wrestling Majestic. In fact, this is making assholes... I don't know, grown again? I don't know. You know, it made me groan, that's for sure.
If you are so dumb that you are going to not support a wrestler based on their political affiliation, you are disgusting.
Yes.
You don't have to sit there and suck their cock, but you have to sit there and say, Miles Bourne, Jada Parker, Kane, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, they've done a lot for the industry, especially those last three, right? They can support whoever they want.
Yeah, they're human beings. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and you have every right to be an idiot. But just don't put it online for the world to see. This is just embarrassing.
It makes you look ignorant. It really does. I mean, I like Batista. I like what he does. He is a hardcore Democrat, and I tend to lean more Republican.
I mean, I can look at this person and obviously assume that with that Palestinian flag, they are very much Democrat.
Exactly. Exactly. That's just, exactly what it is.
If you put a Palestinian flag next to your username, you're
just screaming, "I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I'm pretty much an idiot." Oh, that was the other one. And I think this is the last one for me, yes. Follow the Revolution has blocked me on Facebook because I called him an idiot because he's an idiot. This whole post is exactly what the problem is with AEW. This is the most culty, weird shit I have ever seen in my entire life. Let me make this smaller and sort of like scroll up so you can read the whole thing. Because it is weird shit.
Yes.
This is weird stuff.
This is like cult level shit right here. This is no.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird.
This is just a weird...
And this is a nice little, like, go right back around to what Dustin Rhodes said about tribalism. This right here is tribalism.
Yes.
To the nth degree.
That is why your work is being ignored, Dustin, because no one wants to watch the product. When you literally have people praising the ground that Tony Khan cokes on, and
exactly, it's not.
This is stupid.
Yeah, you people have done this to yourselves. You are going to eat yourself alive.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, do you want AEW to shut down? Yes, I do. Not because I don't appreciate them getting work. Like, it's one thing.
That's one thing. I want them to shut down because then the cult goes back into the closet.
Exactly. Then you know what will happen when AEW is bye-bye? The entire wrestling online landscape is literally going to heal itself.
It's going to get better.
It's going to get better.
Yep.
And I think at this point, that's what we want because... well, a lot of our life is perpetually online. I try to do less of it, but I still do. But we don't want to see this anymore.
Right.
You people will lose your minds, and maybe you'll go and get a job, maybe get laid, get swine flu, something.
Right.
Instead of putting out this long tweet, essentially just blowing Tony. It's. I
mean, I'm almost certain that that Fall of the Revolution is probably Tony Khan.
there has been speculation about that too. That these super AEW
because
accounts,
there's no one that's that fanatical about AEW.
It's weird.
It is really weird.
I mean,
I don't see people doing this for WWE. This is just weird.
I don't see it. You see, that's the other thing. I don't see this with WWE.
I don't see it with TNA. I don't see it with
back in the day. Back in the day, there were TNA fanatics like that. I will say that there probably was more maybe WCW NWO sort of fans like this back in the day.
And if they had Facebook back then, it would pretty much be similar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure WWF fans would be like that too.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like maybe we could have gotten out of that, like that whole mentality of us versus them, because we all realize it's all professional wrestling.
Right.
It's the industry that we love. These people do the same exact thing.
These people don't love professional wrestling.
No, they don't.
They love Tony Khan and AEW. That's all they love.
Exactly. You hit that right on the fucking head. These are not pro wrestling fans.
No.
If you are a fanatic, if you are to this degree of fanaticism of a company, you are not a fan of the sport. You are a fan of the company. Period. End of story. That is it. What I have for drama. When we come back, we got some news.
Things going on here.
Yep.